welcome to the 16th Annual Calabasas Art Festival. I can't believe it's 16 years, but we're still here, it's still going strong, and it's one of the best community events that we have. So I welcome you to enjoy this beautiful array of artists. I'm going to take you on a nice little walk, and you can meet some of my favorites. Hello, I'd like you to meet Mural Orr. He is the most fantastic metal artist. Take a little look around us and you'll see some of his work. He also does custom design work. He's an award winner, all around kind of perfect guy that found us by himself, and we adored him to bits, and he's been selling out like mad. So Meryl, tell me, how did you get started in this business? I know you have a huge art background.
Well, first off, it all started back when I was 16 years old, working in stone. And I found out at a very young age, art is going to be my life. And it is my life, as you can see. It puts a smile on everybody's face. And I can tell with you, this makes you happy. And that's what it's about. It's making people happy. And in steel sculptures, you know, it's a totally different type of art. Working from stone to steel, it's very obdurate, it's hard, but life is hard. And that's what it's about. It's dealing with life's problems and complications and bringing it out in art to make people smile and happy. And if it makes you happy, it makes me happy, and it makes you happy. So, what else can I tell you about
There's nothing more,
the
except
art?
for, let's talk about just like one piece. That way we know.
The one piece?
Like this looks like the brakes.
Well, no, actually this piece is kind of a unique piece. I actually had this one here. It was a large sculpture that originally came out of it with big spheres that were cut out. And this here is actually an old Harley motorcycle chain, and these are old sprockets that are used off of an old engine. And now it's just a beautiful piece of steel art for outside. But you know, sometimes it's not all about just the single artist. It's about all the different artists out there. When you look around, how many different beautiful, wonderful artists that are out there with so many different types of talents. Okay, from the paintings to the sculpting to the jewelry, there is a lot of wonderful, talented artists. And here in Calabasas, let me tell you, I've seen more beautiful artists and more beautiful people than I've seen in a long time. And it makes me feel very proud to be part of your show. And I thank you so much.
A big kiss, you lover. Mwah. Look at this guy.
But thank you. And
I'm so happy.
To the
This
people
is
of
a wonderful
Calabasas,
event.
thank you for having us here. And please come out next year and see everybody at the show. A lot of wonderful artists. And next year, I guarantee you, there's going to be a lot more new artists at this show because I'm going to bring them in. See you soon.
Welcome to the beautiful ceramics of Randy O'Brien. He's one of our award winners this year, and I think you'll be able to figure out why. So Randy, tell me about these beautiful, they look so organic and so like from another age or something.
Yes, I try to make my ceramics have a life of their own after they've been fired. This piece has been hand thrown. I have a series of glazes that I've created to work in combination that at 2,000 degrees, it shrinks and cracks dramatically to create this effect.
Whoa, this is like a ginger jar. Is this, what do you call this?
It's a lichen jar.
Lichen jar.
It's mainly decorative, but you could put
Oh
something
no,
inside.
I'm not putting anything inside this beautiful thing. And how many colors do you only use these vibrant colors typically?
I try to get them as bright as I can. My colors have evolved over the years. I have about a half dozen that I really like that I think work well in combination.
Oh, definitely. And was this always the kind of work that you do?
I started out as a functional potter. I lived in Alaska, and I moved up there and set up a production studio in Homer. And it was there that I started working with crawl glazes in the late 80s. And over a 15-year period, those crawl glazes have evolved into what you're seeing right here.
Welcome to the most exquisite work of a unique man. Look at this doll of a guy.
Thank
He
you.
makes the most beautiful, beautiful work. All crystals, all wires.
Yeah,
Is this
yeah.
your largest piece?
No, I have a life-size lady made out of the steel wire, and I'm just finishing up another one that I'm going to show, and it's from the waist up, yeah, of a life-size lady. She's an angel, yeah.
Wow, this is really good. And I
Thank
know
you.
that you do jewelry too. Let's
Yes.
look at some of your other
All right,
pieces.
okay.
Okay, tell me about this one.
This is the flight of the trumpet. It took about 2 months to make, and it has over 2,000 crystals in it.
I see the trumpet.
And it-
Beautiful.
And if you notice, most of the instruments have a butterfly on it. And I think people are like butterflies. You know how we start off real rough, like cocoon?
Yeah.
And then as we go through all the ups and downs of life, we become this beautiful thing. So most of my instruments have like a butterfly on it, and that's what the butterfly stands
Oh,
for.
that's the sweetest
Yeah.
thing. And those faces on the other side.
Thank you, thank you.
Like an African,
Kind of, yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah. little
kind of an
flow,
African
yeah.
hair.
Yeah, kind of edgy,
Edgy.
high tech, yeah, right. And that is Rachel. All of them have names, yeah.
Oh, she's a beauty.
Thank
She's
you,
a real
thank you,
beauty.
Thank you, thank you.
And look at these.
Yeah. That's the purse of purses.
This is the celebrity purse.
Thank you. Thank you.
Celebrities can enjoy. Oh, you can make it longer.
Yeah. It even has its own little key ring, so you don't have to put that special key and a special purse.
You give this to the valet.
Okay. He won't have any
Beautiful.
problem finding your keys.
I
on
guess
the, on the
not.
Hook. Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, what are your plans for the future? Where are you going to be exhibiting?
Okay, we're doing more shows. Our next show is in Beverly Hills at the Beverly Hills Art Show, and then we have shows in La Jolla. We're playing some in Kansas City, Missouri. We're just moving around. We're just sharing it with other people. Yeah, yeah.
This is a beautiful, beautiful exhibit. Thank you so much.
No,
thank you for coming
having
to
me.
our show.
Thank you very much for having me here. And one thing I want to say, this is a great show.
Oh, I'm
it's
glad.
very well organized, and you guys just have a spirit that is really good, and it helps us as artists to just feel that vibe you guys give us. So I want to thank you for inviting me.
Oh, you're so welcome, Tom. Another beautiful artist who's happy with us here, but
Yes, we
we're
are.
really happy with him. Welcome to the very special and spirited gallery of Shelley Evans. Oh, I so love your work. I've had a
Thank you.
piece for a very long time. I begged her, come into our show. And guess
Here
what?
I am.
Here she is
Here I
this
am.
year. So let's talk about these pieces of work, because to me, they're the new ones.
It is. This is a new line. I'm calling these figuratively speaking because they are. And I've been doing, well, I guess a figuratively type work for about 30 years in a different form. So these are very different from my, what I would call my signature pieces, which are the spirit keepers. But this was kind of a departure because these are more contemporary, kind of edgy, fun, whimsical at the same time. And what I'm doing is I'm using the body language itself and then verbiage or narrative and one or two found objects. And then it all comes together, and then one title which will bring it all together, like he had Tangled Matters of the Heart, and this one was she could light up the night. He lost his direction. So they're all just kind of
So they're
edgy,
whimsical.
whimsical.
They're artful. And what is this black stuff that makes up the body?
Well, I'm
Twigs?
using actually, yes, eucalyptus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a little bit of like one found object, the sculpting of the figure itself, the eucalyptus, and then the newspaper in the background sometimes highlights a little bit of the verbiage that kind of adds to the character of the person.
These would be wonderful in anybody's home. They add texture and delight, and they're beautifully colored, and she frames them like fantastically. So somebody could just walk away with a gorgeous
I like
piece
this
and be
kind of
happy.
framing because it sort of adds a sense of importance.
It does,
Yeah.
and it's so different from the historic parts. You know, it's light and easy and dust-free. We'll keep it good. Let's look at these over here, the ones she calls her signature
Yeah,
pieces.
these are my signature pieces, which I call spirit keepers, and that's a little bit of myth, magic, and folklore that I've spun together my way. And what I'm doing is using fabrics from all over the world. So in each piece, you're getting a glimpse of fabrics from Africa, India, Turkey, Thailand, Guatemala. And it adds a really interesting look, and then I'm adding a little bit of the myth, magic, and folklore from the cultures as well. So they come with a story, and then visually they're just kind of candy for the eyes.
Oh, beautiful, Candy. You know, I really want to touch them. I mean, I really think they're beautiful, beautiful pieces of art, and they could work in anybody's home. They're so, and they're moving. They're not a flat piece of work. They're not a painting
It has
or
a lot
ceramic.
of texture and depth, as opposed to being like just one-dimensional, or actually it's two-dimensional. This is very three-dimensional, textured, and colorful at the same time.
Definitely. And do you travel to all the places for the fabric, or are you just in love
That
with your fabric
is my
store?
goal. No, is to go
Ooh.
as many places as I can, and get it firsthand. I like to go. I never know what I'm going to get until I get there, and then find. It's what I call a treasure hunt.
Oh, it is.
That's
Beautiful.
the inspiration I think behind the work is the
Seeking.
the thrill of the hunt. The thrill of the
Oh,
hunt.
yeah. They're so beautiful. Oh, I so admire your work. Thank you so much
you.
for coming to our show this year.
Oh, you bet.
Thank you. Welcome to the beautiful booth of Rachel Schultz. She comes from a very artistic family, and this is her own work, and it's grown and grown and grown, and she's been in our show for many, many years. She has many customers, and so I thought this would be the best opportunity to meet her now, right when she's really knocking us over with how beautiful her work is. So, Rach, tell me about this one. I love it to bits.
I love to. This is one of my newest pieces, actually, and it's called Walking into Blue. That's the title.
Yes.
And it's a reverse painting on plexiglass. That's my medium. I work not on canvas, not on paper. I work directly onto the clear surface of plexiglass. So it's all on the inside, so the outside looks really luminous and bright and glowing.
I think that says it all. Luminous and bright and glowy, just like the artist that produces the work. Okay,
you.
how about this heart and this tree?
Heart in the tree,
Ooh,
also
yeah.
new pieces. You know what's so great about the surface of plexiglass is that it's so slick and glossy that the brush just glides across so freely. So there's a lot of, I like to say, rhythm in the process. I use my whole body and get into it with not just my wrist and my hand, but it just wants you to be very loose. So there's a lot of movement in the work, and
The work is so exciting now. So exciting.
you.
Do you listen to music when you?
Oh my God,
Oh yeah,
yes.
you're blasting the songs.
I'm just like, yeah, I like a lot of, it's funny that you asked that because the music actually really affects me while I'm painting. And when I'm doing work like, especially a tree like this that has a lot of movement in the trunk, I'll put on like really, really wild Brazilian or
Oh, yeah.
like really cool salsa music, and it just sort of fills me and gets me in a great space. So yeah, music is really awesome. With
These are
working.
very, very moving, cheerful, beautiful pieces of art. And when you look at them, at first you look and it's just nice and happy. But then when you look closer, the bottom is filled with individual brush strokes of flowers, a big tree, a gorgeous background. and they're jumping out at you. This isn't like a nice little watercolor. This is a giant explosion of art and something we really love. And we're so excited to have you in our show. So
Thank
thank
you. I
so
love
much.
being here. I love
it's been
always
our
come back.
pleasure.
Oh, what, 8 years now?
Yeah, I
Something
think
like that?
so.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
love
thank
coming
you,
out
Rachel.
here. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. My
I'm
pleasure.
very happy to
Oh,
do this. You're a dear.
Thank you.
Thanks. Welcome to the beautiful studio of Ron Anderson. Here we're going to see things that we don't usually see, and nothing that exactly tricks the eye, but as you become more engaged in the picture and the work, you begin to see the inspiration behind this wonderful, wonderful artist. So thank you for being here, Ron.
Oh, my
We
pleasure.
love your work.
Thank you. It's fun to be here.
Tell me about this one particularly.
Okay, so my work deals with sculpture and painting. My history is as a sculptor and as a painter, and this is an evolution of a blend of the two. So it took quite a while to evolve into this, but I have arrived at a unique art form that nobody's ever seen before. And so I deal with the painting matches the sculpture, and they talk to each other and tell the story. They're very interpretive, and a lot of people call them conversation pieces.
I would.
And so as you look at this piece, it's the big city, it's all the lights, the nighttime scene, there's a lot of energy in it, and the sculpture matches that.
Oh, it does.
He's got all this energy going, he's got the tie flying back.
It looks like a
and
man running away from Times Square.
There you
What
go.
do you think?
Yeah,
Or something like that.
exactly. And you'll hear
And
different
root.
things from everybody, and that's a
Yeah.
good interpretation of it.
Yeah, I'm going somewhere or I'm getting away from it. I'm going to go home to my
Yeah.
blue palace.
Yes,
And
exactly.
where this work would fit on the wall. So
Yeah.
here's a piece that I could go in anybody's den, I mean, or anybody's entry or
Yeah.
their bedroom. Beautiful piece that speaks to you, not flat, not dreamy, but perfect. A beautiful, beautiful piece of legitimately good artwork. Welcome to the beautiful work of Dirk Urisic. This is his photography, and it's very special. It looks like it's a definite tree from Calabasas, that's for sure. So tell me about, why you took this tree, why you did it in this triptych. What makes you you? What makes you the wonderful artist that you are?
Well, as far as putting the tree in the center, which was sort of breaking up art rule, you want to put it in thirds, I wanted to pay homage to this wonderful old oak where most people are all excited about the poppies that come for 1 or 2 weeks and then
Yeah.
they're gone, where this old fellow is here every single day in the wind and the heat and through it all. So I wanted to pay homage to the oak, so I actually put him in the center with these great arms as though he's holding back a wave of these young little groupies of golden poppy. And therefore, I put an offset triptych, larger in the center, narrower at the sides, to take that balance away from something that's too heavy in the center. So that's more just for artistic proportions. But the main thing was just to pay homage to this wonderful old oak and the texture of the tree. So I'm using just the poppies as more a reference point of placing where they are and give a passage of time. So,
Looks like you do moving fish.
yeah.
Yeah?
Well, the idea was to give a sense of motion to obviously a two-dimensional piece, and that is the trick, is to feel that water and almost hear the water splashing and the fish moving. And this is something we don't get to see very often anyways, spawning salmon. And what you're seeing here actually are all couples. All the red is couples of fish that have already spawned, laid their eggs. So now they're like helicopters. They're swimming to match the speed of the stream to stay exactly where they are over their eggs. And they're protecting them from bears that are 200 yards this way and ducks that are trying to get the eggs. So I wanted to give this sense of motion, but in reality, they're not going anywhere. They're swimming fiercely to stay exactly where they are. And so it's just a little technique to give that sound of the water in the brook. This is, these are life size right here. And maybe in about 8 inches of water, not very deep, just enough for the rock. This is,
So, do you add paint?
oh, no.
No, this is just
This is a
how
straight
it is.
shot, yeah. No, this is a
Oh
straight
my
shot.
gosh, it just looks like a painting.
Well, because I'm not competing with a very bright sky or very dark rock, I can concentrate on the color of the fish. They're turning red because they're spawning, and that's the only time that they turn this deep red. And so that's where, with the sunlight lighting the rocks below the water, and I can get this color. But this is a straight shot. There's nothing been done to it. That's
Well,
what nature is.
Nothing done to it except for a guy like you can see this with his special camera and his special eyes. Wow, this
There's
is
a lot
so
of it.
good.
Thank you.
Oh, I
Yeah.
so love your work.
So then you'll see this is like one of the males, and that's a female, but each one's a couple, and it's just
It's very
it's a cycle
special.
of life. Yeah.
It's very special and very beautiful. Whoa, everybody loves your work. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you
you.
so much for participating in our show.
Oh, sure.
We look forward to you every
Thank
year.
you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I
Thanks, Lynn.
appreciate you.